The only thing that matters is that they get every penny you have before you leave, and that's what counts. So there's the last of our Dominican money, and we're going to give it all to them. Captain Lexi and WildChild have been stuck in Luperon for 4 months now, trying to wait out the hurricane season. But it's October 2019 now. Hurricane season is over, and maybe it's time for us to go. I think I found a weather window. Let's get out of here. The big plan is to jump to the eastern end of the Dominican Republic to a place called Samana. Luperon is protected and safe, which is what draws all these yachts here. But after 4 months, it's boring, I'm bored, and we want to go sailing. Elena has returned from Germany, and the girls of WildChild are back together again. Luperon is sort of the place where boats come to die. This is actually a common story. Old person brings boat to Luperon for safety because it's cheap. They develop medical problems and they never return to the boat. Then, like this poor guy, the boat sinks overnight and there's nobody there to care for it. So it's just left to die. Nobody's really sure who owns this boat behind us. We heard that it's an old man who had health problems. The boat's been at anchor here for several years, but sometimes when a boat's at anchor, fittings can give loose, through hulls can rust through, or pipes can let go. This boat sank overnight. Nobody's sure who owns it. Nobody's going to rescue it. So it looks like that's the end of that. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, October 29th at about 11:30 a.m. WildChild's in Luperon, and the big day has finally come. We get to go sailing south. There's a weather window opening up, so we're going to jump out from Luperon to the other end of the Dominican Republic to Samana, but we have to go check out and get a despacho with the Navy, which means you need their permission to move your boat. So we're going to head to town now to take care of that, and later this afternoon, let's go sailing again. Yay, sailing! Yay! But this is the Dominican Republic. They have the stupidest, most convoluted bureaucracy of any island in the Caribbean. We need Navy permission to leave, and that's not so easy to get this time. So we dinghied ashore, walk up to the Navy outpost, and begin submitting ourselves to the stupidity. Sailed from Ocean World, tried to go to Samana, failed again, and we came back here. This was in June, and we've been here since then. But when we came back, we said, like, do we need to do a despacho on a piece of paper? And the commandant was down there when I went to check back in, and he looked and he said, no, it's fine. So I said, do you need to give us a paper to say that we've come back? And he said, no, it's fine. Okay. So we only have the despacho from Ocean World. The Dominican Republic just loves paper. Well, we just talked to the Navy about getting a despacho to leave, and the rules in the Dominican Republic are crazy and make no sense whatsoever. But after an hour, they all seem happy. We gave them a bunch of paper. They say that we can just call them when we're ready on the radio, and then the Navy will come out to the boat to give us our permission to leave despacho. So, I don't know. It's all good now, I guess. Keep filming. I don't know if you were able to see the rainbow in the water, but the water at the dinghy dock here in Luperon is always full of gasoline, diesel, and fuel from the fishing boats. Like, they have no environmental standards whatsoever in this country, and they literally dump raw gas and raw fuel into the water. So where our dinghy is parked, it's always covered in Luperon poo and oil and gasoline and grease, and quite disgusting. And that's Luperon. And then the heavy bullshit lands on us hard.
So WildChild's at anchor and we're sort of waiting to leave. We needed the Navy to show up with a dispatcho and they said they would bring it out to us. They've arrived and said now we have to go back to immigration to pay them to check out. Even though we don't want to check out, we have to check out. So we have to go finish a bunch of paperwork crap before we're allowed to leave. It is 4:30 and it gets dark soon, so our weather window's beginning to close. We have to hurry.
The Navy here does not have a functioning boat of their own, so they borrowed this Yolas and they escort us into shore to make sure we pay all the proper fees before they'll give us permission to leave.
So, because of the crazy rules in the Dominican Republic, after you've been here for 3 months, apparently you're not allowed to coast along the, sail around anymore. So, not that any of this makes any sense to me, but they're giving us a dispatcho to leave the country, even though we're just going to Samana at the east end of the country. Now they're saying we have to go to immigration and check out of the country, and of course pay them a whole bunch of money to check out, which means technically we're checked out of the country, headed for Puerto Rico, but we know we're not going to Puerto Rico because it's going to be nasty. We're only going to Samana. It was nice of the Navy people at least to give us a ride in the Yolas. So at least they brought us to shore so we can go to immigration and deal with this crap where now they're going to extort us for money because that's the way things work around here. But then I guess we have a dispatcho and we have permission to go. And then we have to probably pay again to check back in at Samana while we wait out the bad weather. It's just the way of getting more money all the time. The one thing about the Dominican Republic is the rules are just crazy. You just have to submit to absolute craziness.
When you check in, they tell you that the port fee is $20. What they don't tell you is that when you go to check out, they're going to fleece you for $20 per month port fee. This money is illegally collected and it goes to a political donation to the local political party, but they have the Navy to enforce it, so there's nothing you can do about it. The other thing they don't tell you is that immigration is going to fleece you for $20 per month for every month that you're there.
So it looks like we got our passport stamped and now we're checked out of the country. Time to go sailing.
We had just paid 4 months of immigration fees when we went to Haiti a month ago. Now we're paying again. We thought we were all good to go when this guy comes and chases us down the pier. He wants money too. We haven't paid the local political party yet. The Navy forces us to return to pay the political party for port fees.
So what they're telling us apparently is that when you come to Luperon, you have to pay $20 when you get here for permission to be in the port, and then when you leave, you now have to pay another $20 every single month that you were here. So why you pay in advance and then you pay at the beginning and the end makes no sense, but it's the Dominican Republic. The paperwork here never makes any sense. So now before we can go, they want an $80 bribe. So, bye Brian.
I'm frustrated with the legal shakedown in this country. We don't even want to check out of the country, we just want to sail to the other end of it.
The only thing that matters is that they get every penny you have before you leave, and that's what counts. So there's the last of our Dominican money, and we're going to give it all to them for permission to be in the port, apparently. And they're taking 3,200 pesos. But then now we have more paper, and paper makes them happy, and I don't know. As long as they have paper, they're happy, and then they leave you alone.
This is the most expensive and complicated country that I ever visited in the Caribbean, and now I understand why sailors avoid it.
And now we have more paper.
The Navy guys were always polite, always friendly, always with smiles, and they didn't take any bribes themselves. They just enforced the other rules. At least they were nice enough to give us a ride back to WildChild. When they returned us to WildChild, the Navy guys boarded us for inspection, looked around, took pictures of the inside of our boat before they gave us our dispatchio for permission to leave immediately.
And now, after much monkey bullshit with the Dominican government rules, blah blah blah, the girls on WildChild are finally ready to go sailing after hurricane season, and we kind of can't wait to get the hell out of here. Right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we need our
Life jackets.